Hello everyone, it is Canada Day and Daiya, dairy-free cheesemakers, have a classic plant-based poutine recipe on their website today. So I'm going to try making this. It calls for olive oil, flour, nutritional yeast, vegetable broth, Marmite or miso paste. I have the miso paste, pepper, fries. Thank goodness I'm making the frozen fries, as you can hear. And they want a whole package of the Daiya shreds. I'm not going to use that, so I'm going to make half of the recipe. Trying to do this in one take because, unfortunately, my editing suite right now is kind of acting up. So I hope that I can do this without having to edit this. So it might not be perfect, but here goes. So it says heat the olive oil in a pan over medium-high heat. So what I'm doing is it calls for 3 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm putting 1.5 because I'm making half of everything. Alright guys, so I have my, let's see how my fries look first. I'm getting there. Okay, I might actually put that down a little lower. So, I'm going to put 1.5 tablespoons. That's 1. And here comes the half. Okay. Moving everything over, guys. And it says, sorry it's so loud, it says to heat the olive oil. And once it's warm, whisk in the flour. I also need vegetable broth, so I'm using some no salt added Campbell's vegetable broth. And let's see what else. I have my flour already. I'll grab my nutritional yeast. I've got the broth. I've got the miso paste over here. The miso paste I'm going to be using. And I've got the fries cooking, as you can hear. And like I said, I apologize that I may not really be able to properly edit this. So you have to deal with all the distractions. Okay, so the oil looks like, I can see that it's getting warm. And since I can smell it now as well. I'm going to add this is, instead of a 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour, it's 1/8 of a cup or 30 milliliters. Okay. So you see that? So now you gotta whisk this. That's what it looks like. I've never actually just added flour straight up to oil like that before. Okay, so you're going to constantly whisk. Oh, it says for about one minute. Add the nutritional yeast and whisk for another minute. Now, this is where it would be more beneficial to have the full amount of the oil and so forth in here. I'm just not going to need that much for the amount of poutine I'm making. Now, I know that's not really, probably not a minute. It's not quite. But I want to add my nutritional yeast, and the nutritional yeast is the same, put a little bit of that oil there, is the same amount as the olive oil, 1.5 tablespoons. So, 1, these are the half now. 2. And so that's 1.5. Back to whisking. And that's kind of thick at the bottom here. It's maybe not going to fully matter if you whisk this for a minute and all that stuff. I'm going to add my, what's next? Probably the vegetable broth. Oh, it says to add, okay, I'm smelling, I'm getting my cup measurement. And I think I'm taking this off and putting that up like that. There are my frozen fries. I'm going to put 1 cup, well actually part of the cup. Okay, ooh, that's quite thick. That thick got really thick really quickly. Okay, make sure there's no lumps. I'm going to add the remaining broth. And I should have not fully taken that off. Sorry guys. I didn't put the full amount of broth in the 1 cup measurement. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so then you're going to mix this up. Alright, let me see, what do I have to do next? And, okay, so I've got the nutrition leaf, I have the broth, and now it's time to add the pepper. Here's how much pepper I need. This has a dash of pepper, so I'm just going to put a dash. I've put this, that's a dash of pepper, and I'm missing something. What am I missing? Oh, this. I need a teaspoon. So I'm going to put half a teaspoon of the miso. Or just about half a teaspoon. So there we go. I feel like something is sort of missing from this. At least, maybe I'll put the stove down lower. It seems to me, and it might need more vegetable broth, this seems as though it's very thick for a poutine gravy. Okay. Put the fries on a plate and top with Daiya shreds, and then put the gravy on top. So guess what? I'm just going to now add, because that gravy is not, hey, it's not even the color that seems to show in the picture. Now I know how to get it darker if that's what I want. I'm not so concerned about that. I want to taste this. I'll probably actually just pull this right off the stove so it's not still cooking, guys. I want to taste this without burning myself. Actually, the gravy tastes pretty good. It does taste pretty good. I want it darker. I'm just going to put a tiny bit of soy sauce in here. Not even measuring. Okay, let me measure. Sorry, guys. Let me first put like half a teaspoon. Just to make it darker. And this isn't actually fairly dark soy sauce. It's a mushroom flavored soy sauce. Okay, see? It's got that darker gravy color to it. Just prefer that a little bit better, just aesthetically. It's not necessary. The flavor of the gravy is pretty good, and I honestly just feel like it needs a tiny bit more broth. So if you make this and you want it to be thinner, just add little bits of broth till you get it to the consistency you want. Okay, so slightly putting that back on the stove. Not slightly, it's back on. And here we go, people. All hectic and crazy. Did I turn that off? I didn't. Oh, I know how to do this. Well, I'm just going to do this like this. Okay. So, it says to cook the fries, top with the Daiya shreds, and then put the gravy. Okay, let me move this over here. Alright. So I'm just going to, I would never use a full package on this, especially not this amount of fries, it's just too much. But I should maybe have more gravy for the next time, so I'm just putting, let's make it nice and cheesy. There we go. Now my gravy, which that's what it looks like there. I'm just going to pour it on top. Once the gravy's nice and hot, it's going to help everything melt more quickly. Okay. And if this, you know, I could have made more gravy. I knew I didn't have enough fries. And I prefer to make things as I go so they're fresher. I don't have to leave it in a fridge and reheat it. Oftentimes you don't make what you had made before. You don't make it again, then stuff spoils. So I prefer to kind of make things on an as-needed basis. All right, guys. There we go. I'm just going to put this over here for like, I don't know, 10, 20 seconds. We'll see. And I'm going to put my lid back on my stuff. Sorry you guys have to see all this. But that's how it goes sometimes. I've just want that to sit just for a moment so the cheese has a chance to melt, obviously, with the warmth of the gravy on there. Let's see how it looks. I mean, this is just a quick moment. Let me just taste this. It's not even close to being properly melted, but let's taste the gravy. Okay, it's kind of melting somewhat. I want it melted more. Putting that back on. Okay, you got some cheese sticking there. You see stuff is melting. As for the taste, definitely a flavorful gravy. The cheese is going to melt. I might even add more cheese to that. Let's see. Got something in the oven for my daughter. I might put a bit more cheese on here, actually. And just let this sit. As you know, I made a poutine recipe before. Just going to do that, guys. Essentially, that's going to be the video because I can't have you sitting here and waiting through the rest of this, but I will take a picture of it once it's melted more, and that will be the JPEG you see for the YouTube image. Thanks for watching. Definitely a flavorful and delicious gravy. It's a bit hot. I'm just going to put some on my hand. Very tasty. Absolutely. The miso gives it a little different taste as well. You don't have to put that in if you don't want. Try it, see how you like it. If you want to remake it and take out certain ingredients or add more, do what you like. But so far, very good, and thanks for watching.